Hey everybody, HMV here, playing some Kerbal Space Program, and if I sound different than normal, it's because I'm recording late at night, which isn't actually all that new for me. But what is new is someone's sleeping in the other room, and I'm going to try to record anyway. She has agreed to not be mad if I wake her up, and just alert me. And if this works, I'll be able to get a lot more videos out in my low-talking radio voice. All you out there in Radioland we'll enjoy more of my videos. So let's try this. Look at Eve and Moho are over there. Kerbin's out there somewhere probably. But yeah, actually Kerbin's over here. But we got some problems here. I noticed this red line. Our signal strength is 23%, which isn't terrible, but I'm not sure what it's going to be like when we get to Duna. I have a contingency plan. I was really, though, expecting these antennas to make it all the way to Duna from even the other side of Kerbin. This guy and his counterpart, the relay antenna. However, it's not, and I'm more than a little concerned, but we'll find out what happens here. We got 71 days, so let's watch this. Let's watch this and see what happens. Oh, we're bouncing off the other relays, which is actually pretty cool. That's part of the contingency plan, is the other relay. And the fact that that's solid green is a really good sign. That means that what it is the relay satellites, there's 3 of them, and each one has the big relay antenna. The relay antenna, I thought that by itself would would make it to Kerbin. However, it's obviously not. And it's got a red line to Kerbin even now, which tells me that we might have a problem. What the problem is we're going to have to keep those relay satellites together, and we won't be able to. Yeah, we're gonna be hitting up on Duna here. Bam! We are in orbit of Duna, which is awesome. The next thing to happen though is. That's weird. Oh, he's going to enter Ike's sphere of influence. That's the next thing. I keep forgetting that we're not just hitting Duna, we're hitting Ike. But yeah, so this guy, he still has a nice connection to these guys here. And if we let's turn on all the satellites. See, everybody is actually talking to that guy right now, which is hilarious. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this guy into Ike's sphere of influence now. And I set up all these orbits last time so that they came in on the correct side of Ike, and then the burns are going to be nice and easy to do. We're a little low on fuel in some of these ships. This guy has plenty, but a lot of these ships are just going to get into orbit and then kind of be stuck until we bring out more fuel or bring out a mining operation. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet, but we're going to do one of them. And these guys don't have to hit. Well, I mean, this guy does because he's the guy who is actually completing these contracts, but everybody is actually going to come in and kind of match up with this orbit here in order to... Whoa. I just realized I've thrust limited these guys down, and I don't want them thrust limited down. Just to get everybody in the same area. That's the idea. There we go. Now it's not a 5-minute burn. It's a 25-second burn. Yeah, I had them thrust limited down for the sun orbit mid-course correction burns were very precise to nail these perfectly. Yeah, and actually he almost didn't have his connection here. That would have been bad. Although I could lock it to retrograde right now. I actually want nav HUD up so that we make sure we're locked right on this thing here. Because as it wanders, we want to wander it back because we want this as exact as possible. The reason we want this as exact as possible is because we're trying to fulfill a contract here. And we should actually check the contract. It's not a polar orbit around Duna. Specific orbit of Ike. I don't know which one of these specific orbits it is. But in theory, we're going to get one of them right now. Looks like we haven't. So what's wrong? Looks like we're just slightly off here. Yeah, we're going to go to the ascending node here. And let's see, ascending node, I'm actually going to aim him anti-normal right now because we're going to lose our connection here. I'm also going to thrust limit these guys back down. ahead of time. Because when we get here, see, we've lost our relay connection. So all we're going to have here is maximum thrust. Okay, so our ascending node. Now it's 0, and just waiting for it to flip. Oh, we've actually reached the orbit, so we can just sit here now. That's all we had to do was fix our that. Okay, we've gotten this contract. We should have a ton of money now. Yeah, we've got almost $1 million in the bank now, which is nice. Okay, but now we have to nail this orbit, and we can't place a maneuver node. So let's go ahead and get him out of Ike's shadow. Let's also make sure we have solar panels in the sun. We do. Okay, now we're out of Ike's shadow. We can set up a maneuver node here. Let's focus on Ike. If it lets us. No, it doesn't. Okay, fine. Yeah, see, we actually want the maneuver node to be here. To match your nodes here, you want the maneuver node to be on this line between the things. If you're curious what I'm doing, that sets us up perfectly like that. Now this is the ascending node. That means this is the descending node. That means we need to burn like this to match them up. That looks pretty darn good. We might as well do the whole burn here, which is mostly radial, I think. And then a little bit of prograde just to get him out there-ish. That's pretty good. And then over here we'll do a retrograde. It's only a 68 meter per second burn. Let's go ahead and aim at it in case we have some sort of problems. It's a 47-second burn, mostly because we are thrust limited down. I wish I had that mod installed that allowed you to remember symmetry between the engines, but I don't. Not that concerned. Okay, 2 hours from now. Yeah, so he only has 640 meters per second. He might not be able to. He might not be able to get that Duna. There's an orbit around Duna contract that this guy has to hit, and I don't know if he's going to be able to do it with the amount of fuel he has, because we also want to get him back to Ike to scan Ike. And it's more important that he stays in orbit around Ike, because in orbit around Ike, it's going to be far easier for him to redock with the station and get more fuel. Perfect. And then out here, we can fix everything right at our periapsis. Oh yeah, by the way, I've got a new mod installed. It's one of I never remember. There's two people with magic in their names, and each one of them makes mod packs, like little mod. They each have a not mod packs, but they each have a modlet or quick mods. I think it's a modlet. I think it's one of. I don't know whose it is. It'll be on my list of mods probably if I remember to do it. But that looks pretty good. And what is our descending node? Descending node is -1, so let's just do a little bit north to make sure that matches, and that should probably nail it. But anyway, it allows you to do a whole bunch more things with the maneuver node. It allows you to pin it. It allows you to, I don't know what this 0.01 is, but also, did you notice when I right-clicked and said to add a maneuver node, we've got add a maneuver node. We can have an add a maneuver node. It like says, oh, you're near the apoapsis. Maybe you want to snap it to the apoapsis. Maybe you want to snap it to the periapsis. Things like that. It's I uninstalled my mod. I installed drop a maneuver node. I'm probably going to stop supporting drop a maneuver node because this mod is so much better. And go. And we've got the orbit. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. We should get even more money. Bam, 1.2 million. Let's go ahead and clear these out. Very nice. We got some science too, which is never bad. But now we have to see if we go to Duna here. So the problem is also this orbit is wide and polar. So in theory, if we set this guy up in a polar orbit around Ike, it's about half of our delta V. But if we were to do that, then when we do leave Ike, yeah, just burning really high normal just sends him out that way. That's weird. Yeah, as soon as we leave Ike here, we leave Duna. I hate Ike sometimes. So, yeah, what we need to do is, let's do this. Let's add a maneuver here to do this. Just escape Ike. Yeah, see, that's the problem. If you want to leave Ike at all, do something like this. I just want to see what it's going to cost out here to do this. That's cheap. We should be able to get this orbit and then get back into orbit of Ike. But you know what? I'm still going to wait. We don't need this. And this contract has like forever before we need to worry about it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next guys. And the next guys are the Duna relays, which is nice that these are the next guys because these are the ones who are going to allow us to talk to other ships. So let's go ahead and get them aimed at their maneuver node. Yeah, once these guys are in orbit around Ike, we should pretty much always have a direct connection to Kerbin. These guys don't have any docking ability on them though, so they basically have to stay together, which kind of sucks. But what are you going to do? They've got plenty of Delta V, so we're not worried about that. Let's go ahead and get these guys to Duna. They don't have a connection to Kerbin right now. Is Kerbin really that far away? Apparently it is. This is definitely a problem. And see, Kerbin is... How far away is Kerbin? Set as target. Actually, I bet if we open up Kerbal Engineer here. Rendezvous. See, we are 21, and this totally doesn't tell you how far it can go, which is really annoying. This should tell you how far it can go with our current DSN. Let's go ahead and head to the Space Center. Yeah, with level 3 DSN, it should be able to go 22 gigameters. And we are less than that from there. And we also have 3 of them combined. So why? Do we not have a level 3 DSN? That's the problem. We're at level 2. We're at level 2. Yeah, okay, let's upgrade. It's worth the money. We earned the money to do it. That's the problem. I built this whole thing assuming I was going to have a level 3 DSN, and then I never upgraded my DSN. I'm really smart sometimes. Now we have a connection. Okay, and the other ships might also have connections as well, because see, we're at 32%. Yeah, I don't like the fact that this information here is blocking the percent on the DSN, but there's not much I can do. Okay, the good news is though we have a connection, so let's go ahead and get you down to Ike. Yeah, the Duna relays, everything's going to happen with the Duna relays, and then right afterwards, the Duna Station 1's going to arrive, which is cool. Just realize 96 minutes, that's because he's been thrust limited down a little bit. There we go, 29 seconds. That's a better burn. We don't care too much what this guy's orbit looks like, so I think I'm just going to lock it to retrograde. Our main concern is that he get in orbit of Ike. There we go. Okay, station ship, let's go ahead and take care of you. And it's nice to know the station ship still has a connection directly to Kerbin. It's only 1% though. So yeah, that's that 22 gigameters. So yeah, this is as far as we can be. And it's from basically, if you look at it from up here, that means when Kerbin is, we're basically at Duna's orbit. So when Kerbin is from here to here, so we got maybe what's that, about 1 out of every 3, 1 in 3 chance of being able to talk to Kerbin, because we got like this arc here, and then this arc here we don't, and this arc here we don't. So yeah, we got about a 1 in 3 shot of getting Kerbin with one of these antennas. That's just nice to know that's the thing. It's kind of annoying that the next up antenna doesn't get you all the way to Duna. I guess it would work everywhere under Kerbin. So I guess, you know, like Eve and Moho, this antenna will work by itself. And then I'm curious to find out what it'll be able to do with 3 of them. if those 3 ones will actually reach all the way to Kerbin on the other side of the sun. Okay, we're coming up on doing it in Ike here. I figured I'd do it in fun mode. Oh, that just looks so cool. Very, very cool. 54-second burn. That's much more reasonable than what I was saying before. And obviously, I don't think I set up my my periapses very well. Yeah, they're nothing like the other ones. And I set it up like poorly as far as this is concerned to get them into a good equatorial orbit around Ike. That was more of my concern, was being equatorial than it was being efficiently done. But we've got 850 meters per second, and this is only a 400 meter per second burn, so I think it's worth what we're putting into it here. Because while Duna is a nice target, Ike is the main location for the base. That's where we're going to be drilling the ore. That's where we're going to be launching to other places from. When the Grand Tour arrives, it's going to be arriving here, refueling, going down to Duna, coming back up, getting in whatever ship is taking him off to Dres, and then heading off from there. And we're in orbit. Maybe a little bit more just to make sure that we're in a nice captured orbit. And we're relaying off this guy, which is nice. But next up, we've got the X-Sciencer. Okay, and this is the guy that we're most concerned about, but he's already relaying off the other one, which is nice. So at least that part's working. It is nice that... I guess one thing that's nice about these antennas is for your standard home and transfer to Duna from Kerbin, this antenna should get you there and allow you to circularize around Duna or land or whatever while you still have a connection, and then right after you get landed, then you'd lose your connection until you swing back around. So that is kind of nice. But let's go ahead and get the X-Sciencer in there, and then I think we're going to end the episode here once we get everybody in orbit of Ike. Why does it feel like I've only done 3 things? Feels like I missed a ship. Here comes Ike. And we've still got the nice DSN connection. I assume through the relays, yeah. Oh, and he has no connection to Kerbin right now, because the relays are over the horizon. That's okay though. That's okay. The important thing is he gets into orbit, not that he gets a nice, perfect orbit of anything. But we definitely need to fast track the bigger antennas, and we're gonna probably send a whole new constellation of relay satellites out here. Oh, I can't delete that. That's a stupid UI thing. I think you should be able to delete your maneuver nodes even when you're here. Okay. But yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we've got all 4 of these guys in orbit around Duna. So I think we are going to end it here. We should probably head back to the Space Center. And first of all, let's check mission control here. Orbital station around Kerbin, surface data, moon, orbital station around the moon, expand Duna Station 1 ship. 22 Kerbals. Yeah, I don't think so. Surface of Duna, surface of Ike. We're going to be doing that. Explore Ike. Here we go. Park 2 vessels next to each other. What could possibly... We need to perform a spacewalk. And this doesn't have to be a new ship. Well, let's just go ahead and accept that then, because we're obviously going to be doing that. Oh, Eve. We finally have an Eve contract, which I think I might just accept. And I'll do this off camera. I seem to have uninstalled the transfer window planner, or it's broken. So I guess I'm going to be... yeah, it's funny because obviously I had the transfer window planner installed at some point. But yeah, I'll have to figure that out off camera. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Space Around Kerbin. You know what? Science data from Space Around Kerbin. Let's go ahead and do it. Log temperature. Transmit. It's going to take a while to do this because he's got garbage but while he's failing to transmit this stuff, I am going to bid you adieu. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, Talk at you later.